Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the ninth and the final round of the Cape Town Masters Challenge 2024. Did the stream drop for a second? I'm not sure if there was load shedding at all, but perhaps we can double check the load shedding schedule. Hi. I'm using my new camera actually to stream because I thought I would use the one I'd usually use for streaming to put it in the hall so that you guys can get that 4K footage right from the playing hall. I'm just going to double check the load shedding schedule, and if it does show us that there is load shedding, then we might have a problem, though it doesn't show load shedding. So it dropped for a second, you said. All right, well, I'm glad we're back. We have some coffee and cookies and things, so hope you guys enjoy the show here. Of course, we have on the top boards, I don't even need the pairings to know what's happening here. Okay, the quality, it seems, of the stream had dropped a little bit since I put my camera on. But we have Jan Karsten with the black pieces here against Kenny Willenberg with the white pieces. At the moment, Jan is leading by 1 whole point. He is on 7 out of 8. All he needs is a draw to secure first place. But as we know, Jan is not one to just concede a draw for the sake of coming first. He plays for the love of chess. And here we might actually just see a beautiful game between the two. I know he's not going to give up too easily. Kenny is on 6 points. And of course, if there were a huge upset on board 1, Kenny would take first. Although I guess there would then be a tiebreak between Kanya if he were to win his game. But even board 2 pairing is not a joke and nothing to laugh about. This is serious business. We have Matvey Rogov versus Kanya Mazibuka on board 2. Matvey just sat down there. On board 3, Watu Gabesi versus Calvin Klaassen. So Matvey, Watu, and Calvin are all on 5.5 out of 8, with Kanya on 6 since he lost his last game last night against, I think it was Kenny. And so 1 player on 7, who is Jan, 2 players on 6, 3 players on 5.5, 6 players on 5. 6 players on 5. So if there is a decisive result on the top 2 boards and 1 player ends on 6 points, and one of the boards between 4 and 6 also end on 6, there could be a huge tie there in the top 5. So yeah, we'll definitely see some things happening today, and some crazy things at that. So board 4, Charlton Nyasta against Sujay Jora. He's performed quite well in this tournament. Let's quickly see his performance. Oh wow, he's sitting on plus 83 rating points from this event already. And he's only lost 1 game, and that was his first round against Luto Mfazwe, and the rest of the time he has either won or drawn his games. And the last game we saw ended within mere minutes after the starting of the round against Regan Palmer. Something happened in the French. We did analyze that game as well. We saw the 2 knights in the French, and yeah, it was just completely crazy after Regan tried to just capture both rooks on A1 and H1 and resigned shortly after. I mean, it was only a 2, I think it was -2 in that position, but perhaps his pride took over and he was like, you know what, I'm not going to deal with this. Let me just go rest. I'll come back fresh tomorrow. And okay, well, Jora Sujay has another tough round. Perhaps he can end off on a high note here, but plus 83, I would kill for numbers like that. On board 5, we have Ethan Samuels versus Craig Willenberg. And then on board 6, Tyler Nevin. I actually think I saw them walking together this morning. So perhaps they are quite good friends. They both play for the Steinitz Chess Club. So I know that they are definitely acquainted and friends. But yeah, that was quite nice and good spirits to see them talking to each other before the game. And Tyler Nevin on board 6 versus Shabir Bawuddin. Really nice matchup over there. Board 7, James Dinham and Waylon Brander. So board 7 to 12 are not visible on camera. We did try to sort out having more cameras in the hall just for the last round. But it looks like we were a little bit we were a little bit unlucky with that. So I think Tando was able to set up a camera in the advanced section for the top board, and that will be broadcasted straight to the Western Province Chess Facebook page. So those of you who want to check out the advanced section can go and look at it over there. We try to have it on the Discord call, but the video footage was just way too framey. I think it was an overload for my device, unfortunately. But I'm hoping that in the future we definitely be able to have a better setup. This is only the beginning, and the fact that we can already deliver such high quality content to you guys in terms of hall footage, in terms of players just being very friendly and forthcoming when it comes to the interviews. I've released quite a few interviews this morning, one going out every hour, 6, 7, and 8 a.m. since I edited them last night. And those were between Jan Karsten, James Dinham, and there was one more that went out. Let me double check. Yes, the one with Craig Willenberg. All right, let's look at the rest of the pairings in the top 12 boards. There is Tiziano Njasta versus Edward Potgieter, Bongo Letu versus Sherwin Kleinsmith, Albrecht versus Brooklyn, Zolani versus Luto, and Regan versus Minentle. I would love to know from, well, right before, obviously the final round concludes, who is sitting with the most rating gain in the Masters section. And I think the first names we'll obviously look at are those of the juniors, just because of the K40. But I will go through maybe the top boards first and see who's doing superbly well. We know that Kenny is on a winning streak, so he's 100% gaining rating, and Kenny is about to sit down there. He has a USA or a NASA t-shirt or a crew neck on, and we'll look at the game shortly. I'll do this. So Kenny is sitting on a plus 30 rating at the moment, plus 30 with a rating performance of 2000, and that will take him, if he does well, or sort of in this game, he will be a 1900 again. Jan is sitting on plus 12. What an impeccable performance, especially being top seed. It's not easy to gain rating. Going into a tournament playing as the top seed, there's a high chance of not gaining any rating. Yet here he is, sporting a plus 12. And we have Matvey Rogov, who has, minus 15, which is also normal for one of the top seeds. Wow, Kanya Mazibuko is plus 48. So plus 48 is the number to beat. And let's keep on looking here. Wow. Okay, so Jora Sujay is plus 83. That is the last one we saw. Plus 83 was quite a lot of rating points to gain. Plus 83. Wow. Wow. And there's some players who are actually gaining rating that I never thought would be gaining rating from this event, given their current performance. I think 83 is definitely the number to beat. I think we saw as well in the advanced section, there was a junior gaining over 100 points. I think it was something like 130, which I would be happy to gain within a year. He has gained in a tournament, in a mere tournament, which is quite amazing. You'll probably see my cursor roaming around, but it's just on the overlay above. Okay, wow. I think there was one in the advanced section. Take a quick look. Oh yeah, just excessive clicking for now. Uh, um, mm, mm, mm. There is someone with a Austrian flag. An Austrian flag in the advanced section. That's pretty cool. All the way from Austria. Still looking to see. Oh, there we go. Chase Salimu, who is Ruben Salimu's son, is currently sitting with plus 125 FIDE rating points. 125. He is dangerously close to reaching 1500. And his rating performance is 1800. He's only 1300. Only 1300. So that is amazing. I'm hoping. Oh, he's also one of the front runners to win the tournament here. He's playing against the only other person with 5 out of 6 at the moment, Tabang Manga. So if Chase wins, he wins the tournament. We definitely hope to get him for an interview a little bit later, perhaps. I did chat to Ruben, and he was also the first interview that we released. He said he's giving permission for his son to be interviewed, and that was quite nice of him to sort of come up to us and say, listen, it's okay. If you want to interview him, it's fine. And yeah, I think Tando did say he wanted to interview him. So yeah, we will see him a little bit later. Someone standing directly in front of the camera. We love to see it. It's always a great time to be alive. Yeah, Coda's going to be at the venue later, which is interesting to think about. Returns showered and clutching breakfast. Good. Breakfast is an important food group. Good morning to Sean. Indie Falcon, thanks for the follow. Good morning, Giant Pixels. Nightwolf. I'm so rude, I haven't even greeted you guys. How do you pronounce your name? Dijon. Is it Dijon? I don't know. What a streak. 7 streams. I'm impressed. You were here for most of the tournament, or all of the tournament. What about Coda? Coda is coming later. Yeah. Langstrand, good to see you as well. Very, very good to see you. Yeah, imagine gaining 125 rating points in one tournament. Couldn't be me. Could not be me. Wish it could. Yeah. So you'll see a different camera angle today just because I'm streaming with my tripod. The camera was a little bit too heavy to just place on top of things. So yeah, I'm looking mighty tired. That's because I am. I think my eyes are like a little bit red. But that's okay. We'll bear with, and you guys can enjoy most of the games today without the burden of me on screen. I'll just switch over to the whole camera again before we take a look at the games. We see Kenny hovering over that bishop to, is I think the e3 square. Not sad, just disappointed. Oh, well, I hope that you're not disappointed. I also have to just show you guys that I have some watermelon. So if you hear crunchy sounds, nothing bad's happening. I'm just enjoying my watermelon. All right, so let's take a look at the game so far. We'll start on board 1 and work our way down. It's worth noting that there's almost a 500 rating point difference between Kenny and Jan. Kenny is sitting on the right-hand side playing with the white pieces, and Jan with the black pieces. Watermelon. Especially with the warm weather. I'm actually going to roll up my sleeves because it's getting warm again. Looks like they're well into the middle game already. And I would say things look rather symmetrical on the king side, with Kenny having a bit more space. Let's go from the beginning. I just want to take a look at what chess.com thought the opening was. The Rilo pairs opening Morphy defense Columbus variation. We are learning so much. Okay, so we see a Rilo pairs, d3. I really need to jump on this trend of playing Rilo pairs, though I know it's been very popular for ages and ages and a very solid opening to play. So knight g3, c5, d4, bishop b7 rather, and then pushing the pawn. After c4, bishop c2. And I guess now the question is, whose pieces are better? I would say that black's bishops are slightly more active as a collective, as opposed to white's bishops. I don't like the light squared bishop for white just because it doesn't have as many squares to go to. I would think that one of the plans here for white would be to try and open this diagonal. And the only way to do so is obviously to play something like f4, get rid of this pawn. But later on, this seems like more of a long-term plan. I guess the rook does have an open file for now, and if white wants to, just get rid of this pin immediately, they could play something like a bishop to e3 and then capture with the rook and then have f4 later. Though I know that this knight wants to jump in as well, so it's not going to be an easy game because I know that maneuvering your pieces may be a matter of life and death going forward. JR, good morning. Goodness me, you're up late. It's like 3 a.m. for you. I have not had watermelon in ages. I despised watermelon until a couple days ago. I had the most amazing batch of watermelon, and I just went back and I bought from the exact same place because it's so juicy, so delicious, and it's not heavy. It's very nice. I was going to try it last year, but ended up with Fionchetti's Scotch course. Not that I really play e4 these days. Do you play English? I bought Caruana's Rilo pairs, which is actually surprisingly easy to understand. Yeah, the Rilo pairs can be very tricky given all the variations. You have, the Berlin defense. There's also a gambit. I think it starts with an M. The Marshall Gambit, yes. And there's also a line where black plays f5 in some lines, I don't know. But yeah, it gets crazy. I've been covering some graveyard shifts in the last 2 nights. I hope you've been getting enough sleep and you're enjoying yourself. I do switch to c4 December 2020. Okay, I'm glad I remembered. Okay, so bishop e3 was played and now it's black to move. So I guess Kenny has the same idea as what I was sort of going through in my mind. Bishop takes f3, and instead the engine actually suggests this move. F takes e3. Okay, why that is to prevent the knight from going to f4, and probably also to allow the rook to come back and control the semi-open file, or somewhat. Momentary weakness, though I don't exactly know how to play with a weakness like this. Perhaps knight f5, where you're provoking bishop takes and you're not ending up with double pawns anymore. You've got some kingside space, and actually you wouldn't play e4 because you don't want to block out the bishop. So then you can just play f6, maybe even bishop e1, queen c2 and f6. That could be quite cool. So we'll see what Jan decides to play here, and we'll come back to this game a little bit later. He's deep in thought, still early days. It's only 19 moves and only 1 pawn has been captured. So I think we can expect a very positional... Okay, he captured. Yeah, I'm curious to see, as soon as Kenny gets back, whether he will play f takes immediately or rook takes, like what his idea will be here. Let's Let's actually watch and see. I just want to see from the whole camera. If he'll come back and capture it with the pawn or the rook. You got 2.5-hour naps in. That doesn't sound healthy, JR. Okay, he's back. What is he going to take with? I feel like he's going to play immediately. He's going to notate and then play immediately. His hand will hover over the board. Oh, he's getting comfortable. No, he'll play for sure. He usually plays really fast. And he's holding on tightly to that queen. Or not. I guess I'm wrong. You know, I thought I knew my local players, but I guess not. Savagely just telling me my sleeping habits are unhealthy. No, I mean I can't actually I can't criticize because my sleeping habits are just as bad, if not worse. So I take it back. I retract my statement. My apologies. Good morning, Waterfall. We seem to be closer to the players today. I'm using what I usually use for streaming. I'm using in the hall just to get better footage. Yeah, we gotta get up close and personal. My camera zooms. Oh, he took with the pawn and with style as well. And Jan was like, adjusting, bro. Put that pawn in the middle of the square. Come on. So yeah, he ended up taking with the pawn there. So he knows what he's doing. He got up straight after that and he's like, I don't want to be here. He's down on the clock, but perhaps it's a little bit too nerve-wracking and it's a lot of pressure to just be sitting there in eye of the camera. I consider it an excellent night's sleep if I only wake up once. I often wake up when I turn in my bed. I'll get a lot of sleep when I'm off from this shift. Nothing to do Sunday. Okay, that's good. I'm glad you'll get some sleep. Also, I've been doing some research, JR, on Palia. So I was trying to look up some like reviews and like look at what's going on. Apparently, it's still like a new-ish game. You won't believe what I came across. You can take a guess. I'm pretty sure you can guess. 10 stream streak. Waterfall, let's go. Okay, I just muted myself to have some of the biscuit. Researching Palia, it's a what? Sorry, you cut out there for a second on my end. It seems like a relatively new game that has a lot of potential. And so I was researching reviews and looking at like people's feedback. And then I came across something very interesting. I came across a review by a certain someone. It was a Google review. It was written quite nicely. It was extensive. And I just had a chuckle because I was like, it's still in beta. Yeah, I mean, it's nice. Apparently, you know, a lot of people enjoyed some aspects that it sort of reminded them of Stardew Valley and games like that. Did you come across my review? I did. It was a very fun read. I was surprised because I was scrolling and then I was like, wait, I know this username. And then I read it and I enjoyed it. Yeah. This was yesterday, by the way. I'm just gonna mute myself again for a moment. Because of course I want to play more games on Switch. There are a lot more free games that I could try to get my hands on. I realized there's also a tech store not too far from my house. It's quite small, so I'm hoping that maybe prices are good or they're like secondhand games and stuff like that. Because I know Switch games can be really pricey. So I'll check them out and see how it is. For myself and any other sensory sensitive folks, I appreciate the muting for chewing. Yeah, no, I feel that way when it comes to, like, unless I purposefully am watching some mukbang or ASMR streams, I would prefer extra noises be kept to one's self. So yeah, I just wanted to. I didn't mute as soon as I started chewing, so I'm sorry about that. Maripan keeps finding my reviews on Chessable or me on a leaderboard of a course she just bought. Oh, really? Well, at least then you guys can have something to talk about in terms of you can recommend some courses to her if you guys share an interest in some courses, because clearly you do. But yeah, I didn't realize how useful reviews can be, and so it might actually encourage me to review more. I've often just been that whole like bystander effect when it comes to reviews. I'm like, other people are reviewing, I don't need to, no one's gonna read mine. But I think that an honest review can really go a long way, especially for products and services and things like that, or games that you really aren't sure about and you're about to invest some good money into it, or time. So I think, yeah, ASMR is the best. What are you even talking about? Oh, come on. Who keeps standing in front of the camera? I need to contact the arbiter. What is going on? I told Ricardo. Who is it? I don't know who it is. Oh, it's this gentleman. There is a gentleman in beige beige Anabini, I think it's him, who keeps standing in front of the cam. Okay, I just had to Wikipedia mukbang. Yeah, it's a purposeful like video or like type of video where people sit with a just incredible amount of food and just go slurping away with the mic really close to their mouth. And people like that. I used to watch some of the content just because of like how crazy the volume of food was. Thank you, Jen. And often I would just fast forward to them finishing it. I don't know, some videos are cut so you can't see if people actually swallow the food or if they just chew and spit it out. Not that it matters, especially because we're commentating on chess tournament, but reviews are fun to write. The Palio one was exciting. It was in depth. I could see that it was also written from a very personal point of view. It felt like ending. I was like encroaching on your privacy, but yeah, it was a public review and I thought, okay, let me just read it. Most ASMR sets me on edge. It's like how I imagine some people don't like someone scraping fingernails down a chalkboard. Yeah, so these kind of things like chewing with your mouth open, sniffing excessively, filing nails, like these things I think set people off really quickly. I think someone just let him know. Yeah, thank goodness. I cannot understand the eating sound thing. I understand to some extent, because if it were a dog, puppy, or whatever it is, chewing something or eating, it's like eating ASMR for like, it's more from like a cute point of view. I would completely understand and accept, like I would watch that. Generally speaking, I don't really mind eating sounds too much, but intentionally exaggerating and focusing on them is beyond my comprehension. Yeah, so I bought my Switch with me to work tonight, so I may be playing Palia later. I might join you on that at some stage. Not now though. I'm just only slightly busy now. I do want to download it. I haven't downloaded it yet. Important to add those personal notes and reviews, I think. Yeah, no, don't laugh at me. I definitely felt like, you don't want people to look at your reviews in a way. For someone who 100% has an attention deficit, I find it really hard to concentrate when there are contributing factors like people walking around. I hate it when people are like, hovering over the chessboard trying to look at what's going on, There were people who even moved my pen away from my notation pad to see what I was writing. And I was like, what is the point of that? Please do not touch my belongings. And chewing bubblegum, even if it's in their mouth, because you can hear the chewing. And it goes on and on and on, and I just cannot. Like, you obviously don't swallow your chewing gum. It's there for chewing, but do not do that during a chess game, please. You don't want to hear a puppy eating to that extent either. I love little puppy lapping noises because they like have a little bowl of milk or they have a little bowl of porridge or whatever puppies are given at such an age, and they go their little, and it's the cutest thing in the entire world. Jessie mentions sniffing, just as I do a big sniff. She really does have everyone's rooms bugged. I had to mute myself to sniff as well, so don't worry. We can quest together. Woohoo! We can build stuff. Reminds me I need to review some more Chessable courses at some point, especially the simplified Benoni, because Brian Tillis is so good. I need to get into chess study the way you do. Jaw noises drive you crazy. My jaw clicks sometimes. Would that annoy you? I try to keep a respectful distance from the board and ideally out of the player's eye line. That's exactly what I do because it's something I know I would hate if someone did it to me. And I think some people just don't have any spatial awareness in that regard. They don't think about how the players feel. They only think about what they're doing. One day the study might improve my game. Yeah, but I think you're gonna have to start playing more in order to see the results. Unfortunately for you. Yeah. But I'll give you some Jessie Cam for a little bit, and then I'll leave you with some interviews. In a moment, I'll go and finish my watermelon and my coffee, and then I'll do some commentary after that. But okay, we've only checked out one game so far. Let's go on to Matvey Rogov versus Kanya Mazibuko. A lot of very equal positions after the first hour and 15 minutes. But let's go back and see how the game started. So Matvey started with the Queen's Gambit type setup, and Kanya is playing the Nimzo Indian defense, I think. Nimzo Indian defense, normal line. Okay. Takes on d5, a3, bishop d6. So black's pieces are going to get a lot of mobility. I think Matvey would have probably preferred his bishop to be out on g5 in a position like this, but after rook e8, bishop d2, a5 is nice, f3. And this is a standard idea in the exchange variation. Jessie Cam. Watermelon and coffee does not seem like a good combo, not gonna lie. Well, I'll drink my coffee and then I'll eat my watermelon because I like my watermelon cold and my coffee hot. And to mix those two is gonna give me a bellyache. So I didn't mean it together, I just meant it one after the other. Like I'll wait a little and then eat the other. I've got Watu's game up on another tab. Ooh, we'll definitely check out Watu's game in a moment. But some moves have been made. So bishop c7, making way for the queen, but also tucking the bishop into a square where it's, keeping an eye on the a5 pawn. It's still got a ton of range, but apparently it was a very frowned upon move. Question marks often make me feel like they've missed an opportunity to play a different move, and that 2 question marks is obviously a blunder. So 1 question mark is not necessarily a blunder, it's just an inaccuracy. So c5 is the suggested move to keep equality, but after playing bishop c7, it has given white the initiative. And even a position like this is not easy to play anything but something normal, like castle long, castle short. Apparently g4 was the best move, but we are not engines. Castle, queen d6, and g3. Okay. So this is a version of the cannon fodder. I think it was an opening that was created by one of our VIPs. I'm not sure if cannon fodder was on the 2nd rank or the 3rd rank. I mean, on the 4th rank or the 3rd rank. That you place all your pawns onto the 3rd rank, and then you start playing chess. As a beginner, I just wonder why he's moving the dark squared bishop again when his entire queenside is not developed. Well, I suppose even the engine was suggesting to move a pawn twice, but it makes sense because you want a better position or the most active squares for your pieces. Pogswa, check Charlton Niasta versus Jura. That game's gonna end shortly. Really? Already? Well, Charlton's been moving at the speed of light, and Jura beat Regan Palmer yesterday really quickly. So the point of c5, just quickly here, is for knight c6, because you don't want to put your knight on d7. So this would have helped development, so c5 made a little bit more sense after that. But okay, on board 4, we have something happening here. Charlton has not spent a second of time on his clock. He has, but he hasn't spent as much time as we think he does or has. Okay, words and prepositions are difficult, and past and tense participles. I don't know. Okay, don't sue me, I'm tired. e4, d5. Okay, so we have the Scandinavian. It says Scandinavian defense, modern Scandinavian gambit. Okay, so c6, d4. He's moved quite quickly here. Queen b3. Oh, capturing on c3 already gave quite an advantage. What are you supposed to play? Bishop takes f3. Pawn takes f3. Yeah. It's quite distracting when your opponent moves at the speed of light, I have to say. Whoa, d5! Oh no, this is not going to end well. This is not going to end well at all. Alright, so knight d5, takes, and bishop to e3. Wowing the world. He could have easily just played bishop b5. Oh, but this is check. Okay, bishop e3. Sorry, my bad. I was just testing you guys. Queen c7, back. Frowned upon, again. And after bishop e5, bishop d7. Let's see. Castles. Okay. So it's the suggestion here to keep the advantage, or the very big advantage rather, is just this. Queen takes d7, and then castles. I'm guessing the difference is in development. I'm not entirely sure what the difference is. I think the same thing happened, no? Oh, d6! What a beautiful move. The pawn took. The pawn has captured. But now I think just bishop g5, right? Oh, bishop d4 is actually nice as well. Check. King. Oh my gosh. This is devastating. Absolutely devastating. Oh no. Oh my goodness gracious. And they're still sitting at the board, I think. Charlton's happy, it seems. Let's quickly look at the whole camera. So, just to show you guys who's sitting where, I'm gonna see if I can get my mouse to work and do its job. My cursor just disappears sometimes. It's horrible. So Charlton's sitting over here. And Gerard Sujay is sitting over here. Let's see what happened over the board. Bishop takes. Oh, the queen is gone. The queen has vanished. He's still playing. He is still playing. It's plus 11 in this position. I am so surprised. We still can't see the cursor. My bad. Okay, well, Charlton's in the blue tracksuit top on board 4. He's very visible. And his opponent's just behind Calvin, who has a light blue t-shirt. Zard, thanks for the follow. John. Was in the kitchen and heard Scandinavian mentioned. Yes. Hey, Berta Wolfie, what's up? No sewage for you. What? Wonders if Coda has made an appearance. Coda will not be here for another 2 hours, unfortunately. Not sure if he'll make an appearance on camera. He still exists, and he's still alive. I think Gerard's going to take his sweet time in making a move. Oh, sewage. Okay, that I read it as a different kind of word. Okay. I didn't know that that's yeah. I'm gonna see myself out here. So 94% accuracy for Charlton. And 76% accuracy for Gerard. I'm slow. After you told me that I'm fast, I'm slow. I'm quick fast. Quick slow. Alright. Ooh, what was this? Was this a friend? Oh, shoot. My camera just fell. Oh, no. Still alive. Still kicking. Positioning this camera is no child's play because it's such a heavy boy. Yeah, we're still good, I think. Hello. So no one's sitting at the board. Jan is grabbing his water to take a sip. I have requested that players put their beverages on the floor. At least it wasn't the game hall camera. Very true. I think I'm just going to turn off my camera so that I'll do some like audible commentary, but you won't see my face, so I don't get my camera in trouble. Alright, so I've unplugged my camera. I'm really sorry about that. But I wanted to check out how this game started. Let's see. I'm feeling a French. A Caro-Kann! Today is John's favorite day. It's Christmas. In January. Knight e2, f6. Ooh, an early f6. You don't see that often. So what is this? The Caro-Kann defense. Advance. Van der Wiel attack. Is that Dutch? Okay, h4. Takes. And knight to d7. This still seems like theory. So knight d4 was the last move that was played. I assume... Oh, Calvin's on 34 minutes. He was either late for the game or he really has spent a lot of time in this position. Watu is very well known for playing unorthodox openings, but being very well prepared in that regard. He likes to throw his opponent off. But that's why we will always be guaranteed some very exciting chess. Black so far has sported 100% accuracy in all his moves. And Watu, 98.5%. 0.9. So I think this game needs to go in a book somewhere at some point. Yeah. Jesse February presents the Cape Town Masters 2024. Alright, so then we have, but I probably, if I were to write something about the tournament, turn it into a PDF, something that's free and just easily accessible on the blog. That would be a very cool thing if I had all the time in the world. Alright, so let's look at the next board. Wait, I just wanted to go back here for a second. So G3 is still the last move. What did we miss in this position? Okay, F3, Knight E7, King H1, and G6. Okay, it's not so many moves. And this game is about to probably conclude, I think. He knows his fate. Okay, we can see Gerard quite well here. He has the little green stripe on his arm. Sitting across from Charlton, he's looking at his opponent. And his opponent has made a move. I think that's rook. Yep. Rook to D1. He's smiling. He knows that it's over. He knows that... Okay, he's writing at the top of the page as well. I think he's about to extend his hand and say, well played. Oh, he actually made a move. He played rook to E6. Queen F7 was played. Is he going to play this out? Okay, we're not going to entertain that then. Alright. Ethan Samuels versus Craig. Oh, what's going on here? Let's go back to the beginning. Back to the good part. Knight C3. Not often you see on the first move that someone plays knight to C3. Oh man. We've seen the Budapest Gambit. We've seen B3. We've seen the King's Gambit. Now we see the Van Geet opening. It's spelled V-A-N space G-E-E-T. Van Geet opening. D5, D4. Okay, transposing to probably the Jobava London, I think. According to chess.com, it's the Queen's Pawn opening, Shigorin Albert defense. C5. The engine did not like. I thought just takes, right? You just take it. No? What's suggested? Oh, suggested is E4. Ooh. Spicy. This is why I love chess so much. I love it even more when I don't have to be on the receiving end of something like this. You know, I'm so lucky I haven't lost a single game this tournament. But I also haven't won a single game. That's because I'm not playing. But, you know, we take those dubs. So E3 was a mistake. And so was A6. This is live. This tournament is live right now. It's happening as we speak. This is your first move in one of the games you played last night? Oh no. After all the lessons and streams and videos where we promote putting a pawn in the center in the first move or two and then bringing out our pieces. Otherwise you concede central control. Sounds like a plan. We've seen the English. Jan played the English in the early rounds. Jesse has drawn all her games this tournament. 100% non-playing streak for this event. How do you join a tournament? Well, it depends on where you're situated in terms of your country, your region, your club, that sort of stuff. Unless you mean online tournaments, and they're happening all the time. 3 took, and after knight to f6, what would you play here? Okay, knight f3 was played, e6, bishop d3, bishop g4, h3, bishop takes f3, exclam, bishop takes c5, castle, knight c6, okay, looks very equal, and d4, very big committal move here by Craig. Knight to e2 and bishop to d6. Rook d1, they're exchanging, and queen a5 by Craig apparently gives white quite a big advantage. But let's see why. What do you think the move is here? White to play. I was playing some very inexperienced players and wanted to give them opportunities to control the center. They kept moving knights to the side of the board. They wanted to have a party in the corner. If I'd been playing my buddy Jason, knight c3 would not have been my first move. Okay, fair enough. You make a good point. Sorry for jumping to conclusions. So while you guys guess or calculate what the move is here, I will be eating my watermelon. So I'll be back in like 2 seconds. I'm sitting right here though. Okay, I'm back. I only had one piece, or half a piece. So the point is here, I mean, if you go e5, the pawn's hanging, so you probably don't want to go e5 because there are 2 of black's pieces covering the square. Apparently, the move is knight takes d4. Knight takes d4. And I think the plan is to play e5. So if they do take back, you win a pawn, which is quite nice. And then it's +1 apparently. Yeah, knight takes d4, nice. Raidenator TV, good find. I understand the desire to play hopscotch with conclusions. Oh, what's the conclusions part? I love hopscotch. Though I think at an age that is constantly increasing, I don't think gravity is in our favor. I avoid jumping at all costs. And running, or sprinting rather, I can run. It's not sprint. Okay. So a3 was played to defend this a2 pawn. And after castling, I think knight takes d4 is still possible. But queen to g3, this will be a very nice move to have as a puzzle. But okay, castle, queen g3, rook d8. It's also tough because when you look at it from the point of view of a puzzle and someone just gives you a position and says, solve it, you'll easily... you'll easily be able to pick up the fact that it's, you know, a tactic, because all your spidey senses will be on. But when you're playing a game and you have too much faith that your opponent is playing very safe and accurate moves, tactics are the last thing you're looking for. So yeah. Rook d8 defends the pawn, no longer allows this knight takes d4. Your jokes aren't missing the mark. My brain is. You said you were sorry for jumping to conclusions. You desired to play hopscotch with conclusions. Oh. Okay. Sorry, I'm probably gonna disappoint you a lot today. Alright, so rook to d8, f4 is nice. I like this move. Okay, I give white some credit for this position. Queen b6 seems like an annoying move to deal with just because it threatens queen takes b2. There's a threat of knight takes e4 and pushing the pawn. Not sure how good it is, but anyway, you probably move the king. Oh, he doesn't. He decides to play queen to h4. And knight takes e4 apparently gives white a massive advantage. +3. +3. Trying to understand why. And now I understand. Because you take, and after d3 king h2 probably, and then the plan is to capitalize on this weak king. So, oh wait! No, that doesn't work. Never mind. I got really excited for no reason. But let's see. What is the move that white should make? Oh no! Apparently bishop takes e4 is not the way forward. The move is f5. He has to play f5 here. E takes f5. Let me just make sure I'm deafened on Discord. I'm always very paranoid. I know the device in the hall is muted completely, so there won't be any noises. f5, takes on f5, rook takes f5, and this is just apparently devastating. Okay, but you have to have a lot of faith in this attack in order to actually play it. But after knight takes e4, he might in fact just accept this and try to take on h7 and put some pressure that way. So my bet is bishop takes. And if he thinks long and hard enough, he will find f5. But then again, I don't see a clear path, and I think it's always nice to know that your attack will 100% work after making that decision. I'm shocked why chess has such a small supporters and very less people playing than I thought. Well, the chess world is actually quite big. Locally here in South Africa, sure, you can say that. But compared to the world, I don't think that's entirely true. But we're changing it slowly but surely. Chess has a boost in recent years, but I think there's still the perception that a load of 200 IQ geniuses sat for hours at the board, whereas there's so much more to it than that. Yeah, I think there are entertainment aspects to chess as much as there are amazing, chess personalities that both present and represent the chess world over the board from a commentary standpoint. Like, I think there are a lot of people who contribute positively to the commercialization of chess. And chess players a lot of them are very friendly and fun and, add to that entertainment aspect. So it's a whole entire world, and unless you've dipped your feet into the chess world, I don't think you'll fully understand it. So we could talk on and on about it, but unless you experience it for yourself, nothing will come across. Or we won't get our point across properly. So there's a girl who wasn't or isn't a chess player who worked alongside me at the World Championship match in Astana, Kazakhstan. Nepo versus Ding. And she didn't know anything about chess. She didn't realize there was a whole world behind it. She just thought that we were doing some media to cover the games and nothing else, nothing surrounding that. And slowly we were working on some projects, and she realized how different things were as opposed to what she thought they were. And now she loves it. She works full-time in FIDE, and she gets to travel, she gets to meet so many cool people, and you really get lost in the world of chess. because then you find people you idolize or relate to, or like to watch on stream or like to read about. A lot of chess authors who do the game justice through and through and produce content. Like if you check out Gotham Chess, who is Levi Rosman, if you check out his YouTube channel or his Twitter page, I think on Twitter his bio says the internet's chess teacher. And then you look at his YouTube content, there's a reason why it's gotten so much traction. He's good. He's really good at what he does. He'll take something as seemingly boring as chess and turn it into like the most amazing thing you've ever heard or seen. And that takes talent and time and hard work. And people like that are definitely putting chess on the map. And like John said, in recent years, chess has gotten quite a spike in interest. A lot of adult improvers focusing on trying to get to a certain standard. And I think there's even like a little like a friendly cult following of like chess punks and so on. And that's usually because of, okay, we had Queen's Gambit, we had the drama in the chess world, and I think any sort of traction or publicity in terms of chess is good, regardless of whether it be, shining a bad light on chess. I think no matter if it is about, anal beads or whatever it is, I think it's great. You like to watch one chess streamer. Thank you. But yeah, I hope that makes sense. Sorry for going on a tangent. Wait till she meets Tyler 1. I wanted to actually create an entire profile, like a video on Tyler. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to interview him, but take what I know about him, take whatever work he's done with different chess players, and really put a lot of effort into analyzing his improvement and how he got there so fast. He spent a crazy amount of hours streaming chess at one point, and he gained so much rating on chess.com. So I want to look at it. Of course, he has a very different energy compared to most of our chess content creators. And he did not become popular and famous because of chess. But it's always nice to see this crossover where a top creator or streamer plays chess and we're like, oh my gosh, this is good for the chess world, it's good for the chess.com platform, it's good in general. Because then once people watch Tyler 1 stream chess, they're like, I wonder if there are other chess streamers out there, and that inadvertently shares a lot of the audience or sort of community with us chess streamers. But yeah, I wanted to do like a long form video. Something not too boring, right? Something more like attention catching, like how did he get to that point? And I've really scripted like half of the video, which is nice. So it'll be something like 15 minutes. Talking about that, talking about other top content creators who are not famous for chess, but who have definitely shown improvement. I think there are a lot of streamers who then ended up being 1600, 1700, 1800. I mean, Samay Reina is one of those players who are passionate about chess and just play for fun, but who are ridiculously talented. But yeah, it just goes on, and I want to look at that, like do a little miniature documentary on that. Just give me 1 second, there's someone at the door. Okay, one of the chess players just came to greet me, say hello. I used to coach her. That have similarity built these kind of communities. It's hard for chess to compete with all of them. Chess is very niche. That's why I feel like you build your audience, you build your community, and that community sort of stays with you as long as you do stream most of the time. I know people come and go, but with niche audiences, it's not a very saturated. Well, maybe it has become since like COVID and so on, but it's a very niche game to stream. If you say you're a chess streamer, it's probably goes over most people's heads. They're like, chess? What's streaming? Oh, YouTube. No, not that. Isn't chess a load of old dudes in tweed jackets? So I pointed him to James Canty. He's now changed his opinion. James Canty is a great example of what chess is really like. I think streamers are well positioned to get good at chess because many of them have experience with playing games seriously and grinding until they get good at chess. Sonic Fox is really good at chess. He was one of the best fighting gamers in the world and I think he's around 1800. Ooh, I should take note of that. So Sonic Fox as well. Let me actually write that down because I don't think I've done any sort of research on Sonic Fox. Okay, thank you for that. I love the episode of Perpetual Chess where they talk to adult improvers, especially ones where chess is not their main area. Did they lock Jessie in a closet to broadcast? Yes. I believe she's operating from a small cupboard. A small cupboard? This isn't Narnia. Yeah, so it's basically an office space, but now this is I suppose it is a closet. Actually, you're right. It's like a storeroom within the office. Yeah. Now there's more talking outside. Hopefully you don't hear it too much. I'll just turn my mic the other way. Whether she's locked in there is for debate. Oh yeah. Okay, it's not locked. We couldn't find the key. They couldn't lock me in just yet. I needed some oxygen, some air. Assuming Coda's turning up late for his game, Magna style. Yeah, so Coda will be here in about an hour and a half. Okay, so the game between Charlton and Niasta did end. He was just too many pieces up. That's crazy. Oh, okay. Let's stay on this game for a little bit. Started as a Caro-Kann. Started at the bottom, now we're here. When I mention I watch Twitch, people go, I had no idea you were into gaming. And then look at me weird when I mention it, just watch chess. Yeah, that happens a lot. Have you ever played against Jan Carson? I played him in 2 Blitz games last year, and it was a brutal 2 games for me. I have not played against him, though I hope to play against him at some stage. I'm still contemplating whether to play in the Blitz tournament, which is happening directly after this round. I probably do want to go home, get some work done, but also just rest. I have a lot of sleep to catch up on. I have been taking up a lot of roles in this tournament. Photographer, broadcaster, tech, streaming, article writing, interviews. So running a one-man show. A big thanks to Tando, who helped me a lot in some of the technical things when it came to the interviews. And then of course my mum was a big help in making sure that I think in the beginning of the tournament she was helping with getting people for interviews and just bits and bobs, food and moral support and all the good stuff. Sonic Fox is a legend, one of the greatest gamers of all time. Okay, I will definitely check out Sonic Fox. Harry Potter. Speaking of research, I should get going. I have some things to look up for my Monday shift. Okay, good luck, JR. Thank you so much for being here and have a great day going forward. Please get some more rest when you can. Jesse's not operating from Narnia. Can confirm it's way too hot here to be Narnia. Narnia is a wardrobe. Harry Potter is the cupboard. Oh, well, I really hope that this cupboard is underneath a staircase, because then I will just feel closer and closer to my alter ego, Harry Potter. Orion, thank you so much for the follow. I hope the rambles were somewhat helpful to the questions that were asked prior. I can't remember who was asking them. But that, you know, to some extent it was insightful and wasn't just a babble of words. Yeah. But yeah, my breakfast has arrived, so I'm probably going to take a small break and leave you with the games that we are watching. And we have Matt Feyrogov walking around there in the t-shirt at the background in the left. Kanye Mazibuko sporting a vest. And Kenny is thinking at the board. So board 4 has been completed. In the distance we see on board 5 the game between Ethan Samuels and Craig Willenberg, and then on board 6 Tyler Nevin playing against, is it Shabir Bawuddin that he is playing? I think he's playing against Shabir. Yeah, he is. Just ordered all the books in the video that you recommended, can't wait to receive them. And my first chess set, maybe? But amazing that you ordered the books that I recommended. That's dedication. If you want, you can post a photo of all the books you ordered in the Discord, so that we can also recommend some more things going forward, and you can also update us on your progress in the chess channel. So we have different channels named, you know, post a photo, chess, you know, chess improvement, all of these other things. First chessboard, right, okay. All of them, yeah, I'm surprised. Unfortunately, I'm not as privileged. If I wanted to get all the books, I'd have to get them one at a time and budget accordingly. But GG on getting the books. I'll leave you with board 1 because this is the most important game. However, you know, if Jan draws or wins, he wins the tournament. And yeah, all right. So I will be back soon. Enjoy, and we'll quickly take a look at the whole camera and then go back to the games. See you soon. We are here with Jan Karsten. How are you?
Good, yeah, thanks.
How old are you now?
15.
15. So you're still in school?
Yeah.
What grade are you?
I'm grade 9, going to grade 10 next year.
Which school do you go to?
Westerford High School.
And where's that?
It's in somewhere around here. Well,
Somewhere
other,
around here?
other way, in town. Well,
yeah, I
out
just
of town,
moved here,
yeah.
so I don't know where anything is.
Mm.
So I'm just going to be asking. Some other questions about the tournament. How do you find the tournament so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's been going well. I think the tournament is pretty nice. Also, it's really nice usually tournaments in South Africa don't have a lot of DGT boards, so really enjoying it so far. The venue is great, and hopefully I can finish strong.
Yes, and the quality of play, are you happy with your quality so far?
I think maybe my first 3 games were really good. I'm very happy with them. My 4th game was a bit messy, missing a bishop takes f7 tactic against Kanya. Saw the tactic actually a couple moves later and was kicking myself. So.
Okay, I was going to ask if you had seen this, because obviously there was a 96. But you considered it moves later.
Yeah, and then I realized, can't believe I missed that. I mean, probably if I played it, I would have won 3 moves later or something. But unfortunately, that's why we play chess. If it was just perfect games all the time, it wouldn't be that fun.
So kicking yourself a couple moves later, do you think it affected your play for the rest of the game?
I mean, I don't really want to make excuses or anything. I played pretty badly from there on. I wouldn't blame it on missing the bishop takes f7 though. Was pretty lucky at the end to swindle it back, but I mean, was talking to Kanya, he said it's probably a fair result. He was winning, I was winning, so a draw is, we're both happy with that, really.
Yeah. So after you got your knight to d6 and he played rook b8, bishop a8, were you still happy with your position there?
I actually still thought I was doing well, but I think after knight d4, I totally underestimated his queen a5 idea. I thought he was going to play queen c7, and then I have knight takes f7 and knight e6, which just wins on the spot for me. But after queen a5, I sort of realized I totally messed it up. I was also thinking maybe I can just go knight takes g5 instead, and double rooks on the e file, because I'm down a pawn, but his position is just really passive, he can't really do anything, so I'm not really in danger ever, but I mean, I made a mistake. But thankfully I drew at the end, so yeah.
Yeah, so you played against Charlton yesterday as well, and I think that was the only other game that you drew. And in that game we were talking about how Charlton was putting pressure on your king side, and it takes a really strong player to find the perfect defense, and you were finding all the good moves coming in. How did you feel in that position when he was sort of pressing your king side?
I mean, I was actually, I wasn't feeling very optimistic. Okay. Afterwards, I was looking at the computer. Computer says it's only 0.3. I thought my position was much worse than that. But I was just trying to hang on, really. But fortunately, it worked. Maybe at the end, this knight g6 thing is a little bit inaccurate. I allow him a better endgame. But I mean, I'm not going to play a perfect game the entire way. So.
Yeah, your first knight g6, brilliant. Second knight g6, you said you weren't so sure about that one. Okay. And there are a couple more questions that I have. I'm really sorry, Mr. Videographer. Yeah, I know I'm supposed to keep them short, but I just really wanted to have a proper conversation with you, talking about your aspirations in chess. Congratulations on the IM title that you achieved in 2022. And what are your goals for this year?
For this year? I mean, I don't want to sound overly ambitious, but I'd really like to try and get a second GM norm, because I got one when I won African Juniors. And I want to try and get my rating above 2400. So although I got the IM title, it's always a bit irritating when people ask you how are you on IM if you're not 2400 yet. So it would be nice to get the rating there. And other than that, I try not to think about it too much, because I just really enjoy playing chess. I don't need to achieve anything. It's what I enjoy. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Are you John,
thank you so much.
Is it a secret?
For
the 5 gifted subs, you're amazing.
From Egypt. He recently played the Kimberley tournament in Kimberley. He won with 9 out of 9.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going well. I started working with him in mid-2022, around July, and I'm happy with the work we're doing. So yeah.
Okay, and you're still working together now?
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
And do you think that chess gets in the way of your schoolwork?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not really motivated for my schoolwork at the moment, because, I mean, I just find chess so much more fascinating than school. But I'm doing all right in school, so. But probably when I reach grade 11, grade 12, I'll probably have to put chess aside for a bit, because regardless of where my chess goes, I still need to study, get a proper job other than chess. So need to
That's
focus on that as well.
Very realistic. But don't worry,
Yeah.
chess is not going anywhere, and you're
Yeah.
showing such promise and such talent that I'm pretty sure a little break will not hurt. So thank you so much, Jan, for your time,
Oh, yeah, thanks.
and good luck for the last 2 rounds. I hope it goes in your favor.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, we are here with Craig Willenberg. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, how many points are you on now?
I've got 5 out of 7.
That's a very impressive score given the field. And how are you finding the Cape Town Masters so far?
Well, it feels very prestigious. I mean, organizers are on top of the games. Competition is tough. I had a bit of a shaky start, but seems like the engine is started, and now for 2 last rounds to decide the winner.
Yeah, you were mentioning something just before the interview. You were talking about the psychology of chess in terms of people having your games to prep against. You had some games on the DGT boards in the previous round, and this round you shook it up a little bit against Kanya. Can you run us through your thought process when choosing, I think it was the King's Indian that was mentioned, as opposed to your regular opening?
Yes, I played two rounds with Rai Lopez, and actually the second time I played it, Shabir played up to move 11, I believe, of my previous game, and I was a bit worried because I hadn't looked at the variation thoroughly, and I'm sure Shabir would have done it, so I had to deviate. And knowing Kanye, I was sure he was going to prepare as well. So I having a wide repertoire is a bonus. So I shocked him with knight f3, and he gave a huge sigh. And they say opponent surprised, his opponent half beaten.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
And we drew, so
Yes.
yeah. So it was an exciting game. I actually misplayed it, but because in chess you always want to push your own agenda, and I was trying to push it too hard and not thinking prophylactically enough, whereas I could have waited and absorbed, and I think that would have been a better strategy to play for the win.
Right. And you have played Watu already?
I have. That was my previous round 6. Also draw.
Yes. That was a very good draw for you. How do you feel about that game?
Yeah, no, that was, I'm sure you had it on the stream. That was a shaky game.
A little bit.
I was running, but what I noticed with the 1990 is if you just absorb enough pressure and you take them down into the scramble, players find it very difficult to be accurate under 20 minutes. And that's something you got to use to your advantage. You just be able to absorb the tension and the pressure.
All right, and there's another game that stood out to us. You played against Shabir Boudin, and you put out a little bit of a bluff, giving up the exchange of your rook in exchange for obviously some kingside attack with like knight g5, knight f6. And it worked out eventually, but of course it was a dubious sacrifice. So what was going through your mind when you ended up playing that?
Oh, the knight e4 move, I remember, because he pinned my knight and bishop e4, and then I thought, okay, he's going to take my knight, and I just played g4 the move before, so it wasn't all thought out. So I was like, okay, I'm going to hold and just, defend, and I have some weaknesses because I played g4, he's going to come queen h4. So I thought, no, I don't feel like this. So I sacked the rook. And well, we're not playing against engines, we're playing against humans, and humans need to deal with pressure.
Yeah.
And I was up about 10-15 minutes on the clock, and I just played natural moves, and knowing that I was worse, but he's under pressure.
Perhaps you felt a little bit more comfortable when he gave up his queen for 2 nights.
Oh, I had a huge sigh of relief.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, okay, it worked. So the bluff, we won. I won the bluff thing.
Yeah.
So he gave up his queen, and then it was just technique. But Shubs, you got to be accurate.
His bag of tricks.
Yes, so I had to curb that light square bishop in its tracks there. So eventually I managed to win that one. It was exciting G4 idea.
So I spoke to your wife Lauren yesterday. Also, congratulations on your new baby boy, Daniel.
Thank you.
And yeah, she was talking about how you are coaching quite a lot, especially in the late hours, early hours of the morning. And I wanted to know, how do you balance coaching with playing? And if you were to choose just one, which one would you pick?
Sure, that's a very interesting question. Balancing it is juggling. It's literally having a family, coaching like crazy hours, like you said, which also coincides with playing. So what they do mention is to be able to play better. When you teach, you actually learn, and when I coach with a lot of passion. And coaching online internationally, I coach adults. Unlike here in South Africa, most coaches coach children. So when you coach adults, you have a conversation, you laugh, you call a spade, and they quite enjoy when we dig deep into calculation and openings and strategies. So yes, I do work crazy hours, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the coaching. I wish I had more time to prepare for tournaments like these, but then again, you gotta go through the phases that you're in. And I know that one day when my kids are perhaps a bit older and playing, together, I'll have more time to do my preparation. So I feel that just the consistency, never slacking, keep training, keep working on your game, even if it's just a little bit now and then. Every player goes through phases, so eventually I will also come back even stronger.
Yes, and one last question, not going to keep you much longer. I just wanted to ask, you come from a chess family. A lot of people in your family are playing chess. Do you ever find that it's easier to work alongside one of your family members, such as your brother Kenny? Do you guys ever study chess together?
Oh wow, that's great. Having a support base like that, because where do I begin? Well, just when we drove to the venue this morning, it was myself, my dad, my brother, and my two uncles in the car. So,
oh wow!
So it was quiet for most of the freeway, and then I asked Kenny, "What's the strategy today?" And he laid it down, and we started, and everybody chipped in, and
that.
Eventually that boosts confidence. So. That definitely helps.
Okay, well, the Willenberg clan is a force to be reckoned with. Thank you so much, Craig, for your time, and good luck for the final 2 games. If you guys want to check out these videos, they are available on the Jessie February YouTube. Sorry for the self-promo. But yes, we'll see you for the next one.
Cheers.
Thank you so much, Craig.
You're welcome.
Hello. My name is James Dinham and I am 20.
How is your tournament going so far?
Well, not the best, but not the worst either. I've had some very tough pairings, so.
Yeah, you said as you came in, you said that the pairing system hates you.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, in round 2, they paired me against the IM, Jan Karsten. And straight after that, round 3, I got Rogov, so I lost those 2 games, unfortunately. But the other 3 I've won so far, so I should be back to the top boards next round.
You said you're 20, so you're studying?
Yes.
What are you studying at the moment?
I am studying maths and chemistry, BSc, in Bloemfontein.
In Bloemfontein?
Yes.
How do you make time for chess?
How do I make time for chess? Well, everybody has the same 24 hours and you just got to choose what you want to do with them. And for me, that's chess in my free time.
I heard that if you eat a bar 1, you get an extra hour in the day. Do you like bar 1?
Well, I've eaten a few, so maybe I'm on a leap year right now.
Okay. Do you have any goals in your chess career? I know that you played in the Moya and you performed quite well. We've seen quite a boost in your rating and rating performances recently.
To have any goals, so I think the first one is I want to get FM 2300. I'm not too far off if I have a few good performances, so that should be the first goal.
When do you feel like you were in your best form?
When was I in my best form? I'm not sure. Probably very recently was my best form. I know Moja was very, very good. I felt like I was playing well, but still I was making a few mistakes here and there. So maybe I would say Moja was my best form.
Okay, amazing. And James, I've also seen you stream on Twitch. I'd love to know how that journey started for you, and do you have any plans of returning to streaming?
Returning to streaming. No, I prefer to make YouTube shorts and stuff like that nowadays, so YouTube is the way for me.
Okay, so YouTube shorts, what sort of, you doing comedy content, some educational stuff? Or?
Educational chess content.
Okay, well you have this like deadpan sort of vibe about you, so perhaps dry humor is also a nice way to go.
Very dry.
And is there anyone in particular that you would love to play in this event?
Who would I like to play? Well, I wanted to play Jan at the start of the tournament, and I've played him already. So, let's see. Next, I don't know, any of the top players. I'm not too picky, but I want to play them.
Okay, perhaps I have one more question then. When it comes to tournaments, do you have a certain goal or a number of points you'd like to achieve during that tournament? Or do you just go in trying to play every single game as it comes? Like, what is your sort of mental preparation going into an event?
I think before every tournament, it doesn't matter if I'm seed 50 or seed 1, I always want to win. And yeah, I've been preparing for my opponents, because the rounds, you have like a 3-4 hour break between the rounds, so there's enough time to prepare. And I think chess is very psychological, so you have to be in a good mental state, so I try to stay calm and relaxed before my games.
Are you superstitious in any way?
Superstitious? At Moja in October, my mom had to park in the same spot every round. That was my only superstition.
Okay.
And the one round there was someone in my spot and I lost that game. I don't know. I should blame that parking spot for my loss, not my blunders.
Well, I know the organizer. Perhaps you can write him a love letter.
Yeah, I will.
Sounds good. Okay, thank you, James, and good luck for the rest.
Thank you.
Just thought I'd play the interviews that I published this morning after editing. Big thank you to Tundo, who helped film the ones where I'm actually featured in them. I do prefer not being in frame, because I always like to give, the entire screen and full attention to the interviewee rather. Should have ditched the prep time and got to the parking area earlier. That's his fault. It's not the fact that he's superstitious and it affected his gameplay. Not the fact that he focused very much on one parking spot, but the fact that he did not arrive early enough and that it is his fault. Well, yeah, at least we agree on one thing, that it's all on him. It's not on the person who parked in this spot by accident. Yeah. But yeah, I was actually trying to go through the different games, but it looked like the moment I brought up that scene, it sort of blocked out the the view of the interviews. So I thought I was going to wait a little bit. Alrighty. So we're currently on this game between Matvey Rogov and Kanya Mazibuko. I think we were hard stuck on g3, even though there were moves that were made afterwards. I'm really sorry about the static position. So we have bishop g6, king g2, h6, rook d1, knight b to d7. Kanya Mazibuko has 19 minutes left on the clock right now. So knight a4, and that must have been a very, he must have spent quite a bit of time to play knight a4 here. He did. Matvey Rogov spent almost half an hour playing this knight a4 move in the critical position, and Kanya responded with c5 after thinking for 15 minutes. And rook f to e1 was played, though let's take a look at what the engine suggests. Not a very obvious move, but bishop b5. I don't see any fault with rook f to e1 though. And after that, maybe that was just not a mistake, but rather inaccuracy, missing a chance to maintain some sort of advantage. After bishop a7, perhaps again, this bishop b5 idea is possible, maybe not. And now it is white to move. Okay, bishop b5 makes sense because you want to pin the knight to the rook, threaten the bishop. Let's take a look at what happens if bishop b5 in this position. Rook e7 would be played. Because if you take back with the knight. Sorry, back with the knight here. And then rook f to e1 is good. Maybe he's able to transpose then. Sorry, I just left you with the static position. How rude of me. And there's some developments on this board as well. Jan was showing some promise, had quite an advantage with the black pieces. Bishop d7, b3 takes, rook a8. Okay, challenging the rook for the open file, also taking advantage of the fact that white's rooks are not connected. Rook c1. Whoa, rook c1, getting away from the file. I wonder if rook a2 is a good move here. Apparently it is. It's one of the top 3 suggestions by the engine. And after queen to c5, putting pressure on this weak double pawn on e3, bishop to d3. I think the pawn on b5 is going to be lost. Rook a3, and now it's Kenny to move. This is crazy. I don't even know how I would evaluate this position. It just seems so crazy, with the best move according to the engine being knight g to f1. I cannot. I could hardly. I was thinking rook c to b1, which is the next best move, and rook takes a3, then being the third. 24 minutes for Kenny versus Jan's 35 minutes. Let's move over to Watu Kabesi versus Calvin. They are both World Olympiad members, or former World Olympiad members. Of course, this is an Olympic year. So the World Chess Olympiad will be hosted in Budapest, Hungary this year. Beautiful city. I know it's going to be very warm that time of year, so pack in your shorts and dresses. And of course we have a dress code, but I also know that Olympiads are notorious for blasting really cold air into the playing venue. So make sure you pack a coat and a scarf and a mask, because you might actually catch a cold. There aren't any DGT boards for the advanced section. Unfortunately not. We do not have enough DGT boards for both sections. There are only 12, which only cover half of the Masters section. So half of the Masters section doesn't even have any transmission whatsoever, though they've made it quite accessible for all players to gain access to notations after the games. They've been posted to a group. I wanted to take the time to also enter the notations into a PGN form for everyone to obviously be able to see the games, but I just did not have the time to do so, unfortunately. But okay, this is the current position between Watu Kabesi and Calvin Klaas, and Watu's putting some pressure on the king side, advancing the pawn, stopping the bishop from being able to gain access to g6. So just cutting down on the range of pieces. I'm really worried for the f8 bishop, but I know that there's some chances of opening up files and diagonals in the near future. But for now, I feel like white's pieces have more range, though it is showing a bit of an advantage for black. Probably because the potential of these open files, I'm thinking. I think so, yeah. So this is a game we'll definitely keep an eye on. Right. Ethan Samuels versus Craig Willenberg. Ooh. Ooh. What is going on? What is going on? Something happened. I think this was the turning point. So we had f4, queen h4. Oh yes, we saw this. Knight takes e4 was the mistake. He found f5. Let's see how long he spent on this move, f5. He spent 10 minutes thinking about it and played f5. What a beautiful find. And after e takes f5, he has really found his way. Oh, a brilliant C! Rook takes f7! And the crowd goes wild. Oh my gosh, rook takes f7 has to be the move of the tournament. Like, what is this? That's crazy. Rook takes f7. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, brilliant move. King takes f7, queen takes h7, king e8. That king is on the run. And probably bishop c4 here, right? Because I was thinking bishop c4, but then they just push the pawn with check. So you don't really want to do that. Other ways in order to bring pieces in immediately, I suppose this does threaten checkmate in one. But apparently it wasn't a super move, because after knight e7, very, very nice move by Craig, the king does escape. So the best move here, can anyone find it? It's white to move. How do you increase your advantage here with the white pieces? Chat, I will hand it over to you. Shadow Clutch, thank you so much for the follow. And Legalized Flower, thanks for the follow as well. Two of my UCT club guys are playing on high boards in the advanced section. I think the advanced section is being broadcasted straight to Facebook. So if you go into the Western Province Chess Facebook page, maybe you can let us know if there's a transmission there. We need to do a DGT fundraiser, for sure. But I think the union has put in a request for funding in order to get or acquire more DGT boards. So let's hope that works. I was wondering why this doesn't work. Like, you take... Oh, but knight e7 anyway, I guess. No, but your piece up. So just take and take. Because you're threatening mate. So if they do push the pawn, you go like king h1. Take the knight and it's mate. I'm in daily chess mode, so give me a day to find it, please. It's defendable. It is not. It is +5, so knight f4 is the move. Because if knight e7, trying to get the king an escape square, now you play rook e1. Rook e1 puts pressure on the free knight, and that's a free knight too. It is crazy stuff out here. +8 even. +8. Okay, anyway, so rook f1 was played, knight e7 was found, and knight f4, also a really good move. So white maintains an advantage, but okay, this position is not easy for either players. White for sure wants to play rook e1. So after queen g7, rook e1 is probably his goal. He maybe also wants to play knight takes g6. But yeah, this queen cuts off the entire rank. Craig has to find a move here. The best move apparently is queen to d6. Other moves involve knight takes h3, which is crazy, and knight e6. Both, I don't really know how to evaluate that, but it does not look comfortable for black. Of course, knight e6 doesn't look very favorable because you sort of want to take and go rook f8. But if we were to look at the material count, Craig is up an entire rook. Ethan did start this attack by sacrificing his rook, so simplifying will not be one of his main ideas. He wants to pile the pressure, he wants to threaten checkmate, he wants to gain back that material at minimum. But so far we're seeing a very colorful number of moves. I mean, we saw f5, we saw rook f7, we saw rook f1, knight e7, knight f4. So good quality chess is being played out here. It's a matter of what Craig now decides to do. Let's see if we can spot his facial expression from here. Though I don't think we'll be able to. So the person in the black and white striped shirt, that's Ethan Samuels. And I can't quite see Craig in frame, I'm afraid. But let's go back to Kenny versus Jan. Mossa Grossa, thank you so much for the follow. Perhaps it's still very unpredictable, because if Ethan's attack doesn't go anywhere, he's a rook down at the end of the day, and he's probably going to be lost. So he has to be accurate, and Craig has to be accurate as well. Okay, Kenny versus Jan. We saw after the last game, Kenny won his 5th game in a row. 5th game in a row. So he lost the first game and hasn't lost a game since. He won 5 games back to back. And that's why he's also gaining a lot of rating from this tournament. So being on a winning streak is definitely going to give you some confidence. So the move that Jan played was rook a5, just trying to keep things safe. He probably knows he still has this isolated but strong pawn on b5 and wants to protect it. Eventually attacking c3 and tries to maybe get a passed pawn on the b file. The knight on g8 has seen better days, so maybe it will also find its way towards the center or the outpost square on c4. So we'll immediately see a path, for the knight to go e7, c8, b6, c4. Apparently, the engine heavily favors the move knight h7, but just from a Jesse standpoint, I would have definitely thought least active piece is this knight on g8. King h2, apparently it's an inaccuracy, but gives black-white the advantage. It has suggested knight f1. Okay, I didn't quite understand the move, so king h2 makes more sense in a position like this. Okay, so what is the idea with knight h7? But all the pieces are on the queen side. Why would you go and attack on the king side? Apparently h5 and knight h7 are good moves, but knight h7, knight f1, knight g5. Okay, so the point is to bring the knight to this square and the other knight to this square and then attack e4. Okay, makes sense. I need to stop saying makes sense. Shadow Clutch, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Fireheart and Pulak Arun. That's really, really cool of you. And you just followed moments ago, so that means a lot to me. I really appreciate the support on the channel. Welcome. I hope you're having a fantastic time here. And yeah, wow. It's always really amazing, pleasantly surprising when a newcomer is already being so generous in chat. And gifting a sub to Mossa Grossa. That is incredible. So these 3 users are all active in chat. F5. I was also thinking F5 double Jared. H5 is a good sort of slow move. Yeah, more positional, you know, setting up for the end game. You know, they say rook and pawn endings, H5, H4 are sort of standard. I'm yet to understand the depths of that idea. At some point, G5, G4 might become a threat. Ah, okay. I understand. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Shadow Clutch. Again, for the gifted subs. Yeah, I think someone has to gift you a sub. It's only fair. Let me see what I can do from my side. See some people walking around in the playing hall. There we go. You are now a subscriber on our channel. Welcome and thanks again for the support. I appreciate it. You deserve a sub for all of that. Okay, back to the games. Okay, he found knight f1. He found it. And so h5 was played by Jan. Perfect move. Knight f1 by Kenny. So he saw this idea that he needed to get his knight to d2, defend the pawn from that side, and I'm not sure what else. He probably just wanted to reposition his least active piece. He couldn't really do much with the knight because he needed to still protect the pawn, but also stop the rook from coming back to a3. So knight d2 makes sense, and also to bring it to f3 potentially. G5 control. But yeah, these two pawns are becoming quite a burden for white. Who's the Wimpy in the blue t-shirt? I don't think he's gonna want to be called a Wimpy. But the one on the right hand side is Kenny Willenberg. Kenneth Sean Willenberg. He is one of the Willenberg brothers. Craig is also playing on one of the top 6 boards. He's playing against Ethan Samuels. Yeah, we had an interview with Craig yesterday. Didn't quite get a chance to chat to Kenny, I'm afraid. You heading out to visit your parents? Thanks for the stream. Okay, John, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And enjoy your time with your parents. Say chat sends their regards. Thank you came through after seeing your article on chess.com. Didn't know you had a Twitch. I know it's a while now, but how was it at the World Champs last year? Oh, yes, the World Championship was so much fun. I was there for an entire month. I don't think I've been abroad that long. Wait, perhaps I have. I spent about a month in India as well, touring between different cities, playing chess. This time it was more focused on the media aspect of things. We learned a lot from the games, but it also was amazing to be surrounded by so many top players. There was also a coinciding event during that time. It was a rapid event where a lot of the elite players were coming to visit the venue of the World Championship match. Got a chance to meet Jan Nepomniachtchi, got a chance to meet Ding Liren. So yeah, it was definitely one of the highlights of my chess career. Never visited a World Championship match before. Where are the interviews going? The interviews are on YouTube. So you can check them out here, click on the link. I've already posted quite a few interviews with players. I'm yet to upload Kanya's, and I'm yet to upload the one I did with Shabir Bouddin. But thank you so much for the follow and support as well. Hope you enjoyed the articles, and thank you Forshay for the follow. We do have a Discord channel. Bless you, Jenny. Yeah. And you met the Chinese officials, inverted commas. Yeah, they almost broke into my hotel room at like 2 o'clock in the morning, but it was all a big misunderstanding. The officials of the Chinese Federation ended up giving me a gift, some Chinese silk, actually a silk scarf. I did not complain after that, but I was in shambles that evening. That's terrifying. Yeah, you hear this like drilling noise, look through the peephole, see these guys with briefcases and suits and all sorts of things, and a handyman looking left and right to see if someone's coming while they're drilling a hole through my door at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's not, you obviously wouldn't think that would end well. So I bit my tongue and opened the door, and they didn't understand English, but I was really worried that something would happen to me. I was in my gown, and I just said, hello, what are you doing? And they just looked at each other, and I ran straight past them. I left my door open, and I went down all the way to reception, crying. I was like, I think I'm about to die, but what's going on, please? Yeah. What's the JJJ word? I don't know what the JJJ word is. What's the JJJ word? No, but like I said, it was all a misunderstanding. They were really nice. The hotel ended up sending me gifts. The officials gave me gifts. So it was all like, we're really sorry for this. We didn't think anyone was booked into that room. It was all like an admin mistake. I wasn't, I of course didn't, I took it with a grain of salt afterwards, but yeah, the feeling that evening just, yeah, I think gave me PTSD, hotel PTSD. Oh, Jared. Yes, of course. I'm not too sure what the triple J word means. Perhaps it's a curse word. Okay, so Queen B2 was the last move that was made by Kenny. And they were busy writing down the move. Jan is deep in thought. Deep in thought. So he got his knight to e7. And I'm wondering if he's going to go ahead with this idea of putting it on c8, putting it on b6, and then on c4. It says on the Discord, if I use the JJ word, I'll get banned. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, don't... Well, if you don't know what the word is, then you don't have to worry. Yeah, just... we don't say it here. Yeah. Okay, let's check out the rest of the games. Oh, Shabir completely dominating. I think this game has ended, actually. It's on board 6, all the way at the end. I think they have finished the game. Looks like Tyler has lost against Shabir. And James just won his game with the final move being Queen d6 check and forcing the king to move somewhere to a light square, either King e8 or King g8, with a discovered check on the king and losing the queen. So good job to James in finding that. And then we have Tiziano. Was this a fried liver? Italian. Okay, we love the Italian. Ooh, beautiful stuff. Interesting stuff. That's what I'm here for. But okay, black is much better. I don't know what he's doing, actually. Yeah, black is just like much better. That's crazy. He's actually exchanging pieces. What is happening? I have no idea. I don't know if I want to know. Okay, this is the current position and it's somehow equalized. Jan has left. He played knight c8, so we saw this coming. What if I use it not knowingly? I think you just get auto-modded. I don't know if you get banned. Hey Dirkia, how are you? How are you? With 2 Jareds in chat. Double Jared and 1 Jared, I don't know. Single Jared? You play the fried liver, better be ready to get burned. That's funny. Double Dirk incoming. Coming soon to your cinemas. Coming soon near you. In a world. I wish I had such a deep voice, like, you know, Morgan Freeman style, so I can do those movie trailers, be like, in a world when the world had dinosaurs. I suppose it will be a horror movie. Oh my gosh. Not bad. I don't have a baritone voice though. I'd be like, in a world where chess players roamed free. Be so good at it. Wow. I should just get my nodes removed. Or I should swallow some coal. Smoke some cigars. I don't know. Whatever people do to get their voice to sound that way. Oh, the engine did not like knight a3. Apparently black is supposed to continue with their plan of knight b6. And then after knight takes b5. Knight a4! What? Attacking c3 and the queen? Okay, I'm gonna stay on this game for a little bit. In a world. Hey, what's that? Happy New Year to you too. How are you doing? I'm sure there are mics that can do that for you. I'm sure they are. I could probably change my voice right now. Should I try? I'm gonna try. Are you ready to hear some scary voices? You guys can let me know what I sound like. Oh! He moved. I think he played knight b6. He did. Okay, I'm gonna change my voice. Low pitch. Okay, I'm gonna sound like super low pitched. In a world. He doesn't sound like a man. In a world where chess players roamed.
How about this one? Is this one a little bit better? I really hope not everyone is watching this right now with sound.
Okay, we're back to normal. 3-year-old Jesse. Much better. Robot Jesse. Did it sound like a robot? Apparently it... Yeah, anyway. There's witness protection. That is also an option.
What does witness protection sound like? I have been held captive in a small room at this tournament.
Okay, I'm back. Helium inhaling Jesse. It says helium chipmunk. I'm good, been really ill, and our cat passed away though. Just staying cozy. I'm really, really sorry to hear that. I know a loss of an animal is like a loss of a family member. So, yeah, sending my condolences, and I hope that you recover soon. Now that is a horror movie narrator. Pay us 500 J coins to release Jesse. That's very cheap. Am I only worth 500 J coins? Oh no. Yeah. Alright, so Jan is no longer at the board. He played knight b6, possibly feeling very comfortable in this position. Okay. A brief look. Kanya has 8 minutes versus Matt Faye's 15. Kanya just played knight to e6. Sorry for my yawn. And over here, Calvin's bishop pair sitting on the back rank. Okay, well, they've traded queens. Now it's just a matter of minor pieces. No rooks even, so just no heavy pieces left on the board. Watu has 5 pawns. 6 pawns versus Calvin's 7 pawns. But Calvin has double pawns on the C file and looks like he will win one of them. The evaluation is completely equal, but I don't feel like this position is equal. Perhaps players will agree on a draw at some stage, but maybe Watu will want to end off on a high note and he'll push. I think being teammates can also spark some friendly rivalry. You know, they push each other to be better and do better. So perhaps it will be a long game where players will grind it out. A voice mod for 3 minutes. Oh no. Can I disappear for those 3 minutes? I will refund you. I'll probably reject your request just for now. Giant Pixels, if you have it open, could you reject the request? Just that one. I'll still sort through the rest. And then I'll take a quick break. And then I'll be back as soon as I can. I will stay on perhaps board 1 just to see what's happening. Because knight b1 was played. Kenny has 15 minutes. Jan has 22 minutes. And it's -2. The evaluation is -2, almost -3. And apparently knight a4 immediately is good. The move that was recommended by the engine was to actually capture the pawn, but he retreated instead to put some extra defense on c3. So after knight a4, queen a2, and rook a8. Okay, these moves are not obvious. We'll stay here, and I'll be back soon. Comrade Chess, thank you so much for the follow. And Non Noripo, thank you. Welcome to the stream. I'm on my way to conduct some interviews, so I'll try to be back as soon as I can. But looks like, okay, so the game between Ethan Samuels and Craig Willenberg has finished. Ethan has won, so congratulations to Ethan, big result for him. I'll just switch over to board 1 for now, but I'll be back soon. looks like games are concluding, and there's a result between Watu Kabesi and Kelvin Klaassen. They drew